Hello friends, in the previous two videos we have discussed about the chemical properties of metals. Now in this video I am going to discuss about the chemical properties of non-metals and differences between metals and non-metals on the basis of chemical properties. First of all we will discuss the chemical properties of non-metals. Reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Non-metals combine with oxygen to form non-metallic oxides like carbon react with the oxygen form carbon dioxide. If carbon is in excess, or we can say if oxygen is in limit, then it will produce carbon monoxide. Sulfur when react with the oxygen and form sulfur dioxide, and if oxygen is also excess, sulfur dioxide will convert into sulfur trioxide, that is SO3, sulfur trioxide. Non-metallic oxides are generally acidic in nature and some are neutral also. Then how can we prove that these are acidic in nature? When these oxides, that is non-metallic oxides, are dissolved in the water, they form acid. It is carbon dioxide when react with the H2O, it forms H2CO3. It is known as carbonic acid. When SO2 is dissolved in the H2O, it forms H2SO3, that is called sulfurous acid. But when this SO3, sulfur trioxide, is dissolved in the water, then it forms H2SO4, and then this H2SO4 is known as sulfuric acid. Clear? And how can we find out that these products are acidic or basic? With the help of litmus paper we can find out. Blue litmus will change into the red. Some non-metallic oxides are neutral like CO, carbon monoxide, NO, nitric oxide, etc. Reaction of non-metals with water. Non-metals do not usually react with water. Even phosphorus spontaneously ignites when it comes in contact with air, so it is stored under water. Reaction of non-metals with acids. Non-metals do not liberate hydrogen gas with dilute acids. For liberation of hydrogen gas, electron must be supplied to H plus ions obtained from dilute acids. See, if HCl in the aqueous form, it use H plus ion and Cl minus ion. This H plus ion gain the electron and liberate the hydrogen gas. Now compare with the metal. Metals have the tendency to lose the electrons. That's why they lose the electron, and this electron is gained by the H plus ion and hydrogen gas is liberated with the metals. But non-metals being electron acceptor do not supply the electron to H plus ion. Therefore, hydrogen gas is not liberated. These are the some chemical reactions of non-metals. Now, we will discuss the differences between metals and non-metals on the basis of chemical properties. First is nature of oxide. Oxides of metals are either basic or amphoteric. We have discussed what is the meaning of amphoteric. Show the reaction with acid as well as base. These are known as the amphoteric. Oxides of non-metals are either acidic or neutral. Reaction with dilute acids. Reactive metals displace hydrogen from dilute acids and liberate hydrogen gas, while non-metals cannot do so. Reaction with water. Reactive metals displace hydrogen from water and liberate hydrogen gas. Again, non-metals cannot do so. Nature of element. Metals are electropositive and non-metals are electronegative. What is the meaning of this electropositive and electronegative? Metals have the tendency to lose the electron and form positive ion. This is called electropositive nature. And non-metals have the tendency to gain the electron and form negative ions. That's why non-metals are known as electronegative. Oxidizing or reducing nature. Metals are a reducing agent and non-metals are oxidizing agent. Now, what is the meaning of this? In the first chapter, we have discussed about what is oxidation and reduction. Loss of electron is oxidation and gain of electron is reduction. Metals generally lose the electron. That's why their oxidation is taking place. And the species which undergo oxidation is known as a reducing agent. Clear? That's why metals are reducing agent. Opposite to this, Non-metals have the tendency to gain the electron. That's why the reduction is taking place, and the species which are reduced are known as oxidizing agents. Number of valency electrons. If we write the electronic configuration of metals in non-metals, generally in metals, 1, 2, or 3. We can say simply 1, 2, 3 electrons are present in the outermost shell. That is a valency shell. Simply we can say valency electrons in metals are generally 1, 2, 3. While in case of non-metals, these valence electrons are generally from 4 to 8. Is it clear? Now, with the help of this table, we can understand these are the some elements are given and their atomic number is given and the electronic configuration is written. You have to remember these elements with their symbol and atomic number and this electronic configuration. You discussed this all these things in the class 9th. These are the noble gases. It is helium, neon, argon. Its helium atomic number is 2, electronic configuration is 2, this is 10, this is 28, this is 18, 288. Now just see, the outermost shell of these gases is completely filled. That's why in case of neon and argon, their octet is completed, while in case of helium, duet, presence of 2 electron is completed. Now these are the metals: sodium, magnesium, aluminum, potassium, calcium. See the atomic number. Sodium is 11, magnesium is 12, aluminum is 13, potassium is 19, calcium is 20. And if it's the electronic configuration, just see the number of electrons in the outermost shell. That is number of valence electrons. Sodium is 1, magnesium is 2, aluminum is 3, potassium is again 1, calcium is 2. These are the known metals: nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur, and chlorine. And these are their atomic numbers. Is it clear? Nitrogen is 7, oxygen 8, fluorine 9, phosphorus 15, sulfur 16, chlorine 17. Now, if we write the electronic configuration and then find out the number of valence electron, nitrogen have 5 valence electron, oxygen is 6, fluorine is 7, phosphorus is 5, sulfur is 6, and chlorine is 7. Clear? Thank you.